It's unfortunate. Okay, so much like last time, it became necessary for me to delete a video due to subpar performance on multiple fronts. I couldn't keep the microphone near me, and I couldn't keep it sounding polite. So I need to fix that shit. I guess I'm gonna, I'm not gonna try to remake it. I'll wait until I've reached a higher level of maturity before trying again. But I have tried before in the past, and did better than I did tonight. So it's not looking so good at the whole prospect of me being able to say it the right way. There's just really tough things to mention, even though my the reasons I had for pointing certain things out I had good intentions. But they say the road to hell is paved in good intentions, right? So I'm not going to try that again, but let's see what we got here. And I would like to at least mention that I am always scrutinizing what I do and say based on how other people would interpret it. Not I don't just say what I say and assume everybody took it the way I meant it. And that's kind of, related in a way, to be able to never mind. So I did get some new stuff. Let me locate it. 10. To load a picture. For Christ's sake, it's a picture. I can load a movie quicker than this. What's going on here? And this isn't like this isn't a bad computer. It's a good machine. There's no excuse for it performing like that. Okay. What's going on here? What the hell is going on here? How the hell was this made? This temple that's this is obviously one small part of the temple, but the entire place is equally as ornate as this. Every surface in the entire place. Look at this. How the fuck was this made? Alright, but the interesting thing is look at, there's these people. If this guy stood up, he's sitting in a yoga position. Before we thought of yoga being invented. But here's one of the most difficult yoga positions being portrayed right here in this ancient structure here. But look at, if this guy stood up, he'd be much taller than the people around him. And obviously he's in the center, and he's the guru, he's the teacher, he's the spiritual leader. All right, and then there's, you know, other people, and then we see much larger. See, small people, and then this guy in the middle of them is bigger, and then there's these size people up here, right here, up there, and then there's these size people right here, and then there's this guy's massive. But this is showing 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes, and that's not by accident. That's not because it's not just in this picture. It's a pattern. I've noticed it in all of their artwork. Look at this. Look at this. Big dude. Smaller dude. Smaller people here. And this one doesn't necessarily fit the same, just because I don't have a wide enough shot. But let's see what else we can. Oh boy, that's a finger. Okay, look at this. Look at the sizes of people. There's this size, there's that size, there's that size, and then that size. One, because this size is pretty much the same as that size, right? And one, actually she's pretty much the same as it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4 different sizes. So this is showing 4 different ages, and this is, you know, the Satya Yuga, the Krita Yuga, the people of that size, people of that size, and people of super small. So showing 4 different ages, because in the golden age, in the Satya Yuga, the people were gigantic, and that's exactly why we dig up these. That's why we dig up these gigantic. It wasn't a one-time occurrence. There's a great flood, or a similar type of catastrophe that marks the beginning and end of ages. And after the biblical great flood, there were survivors of the flood that were teachers that imparted knowledge. See, this guy, represents a surviving Atlantean that is teaching these smaller people the technologies of his society. And that's why there's a bunch of buildings all around the world that we can't duplicate today. The pyramids, this right here. I mean, things like this should take front and center. Can you imagine the cojones you would have to go at a hunk of basically just a cliff face and be confident that you're going to wind up with this artwork when you're done whacking at it? Like that's inconceivable. It looks more like it was computer generated. You know, and then this. If you're going at this and hacking at it with tools, then how do you make such delicate things like this? you can tell it's pretty goddamn small, right? Or skinny, right? Like if you go up and lean on it, it might break. But certainly, if you have a hammer and a chisel, not only would you be liable to break this off, but how the hell did you make such delicate precision maneuvers to even cause this to be as smooth and delicate as it is? And was it really that important to put that much work into it? Could it not have been made out of paper? Did it need to be made out of the same stone that everything else is made out of around it? And is it really all one piece? Or would? Yeah, it must be. The hand is closed. Like it's just completely insane. How the hell were people able to produce this magnificence? This is it's incredible right here. I don't know why there's not more publicity on places like this. Why do the pyramids have such a presence in our psyche when things like this are far superior? Alright, now not only were they larger than us, their skin was also not necessarily the same. Krishna was said to have blue skin. Well, here's a blue finger right here. The Smurfs are based on actual peoples. There used to be blue people. Here's one of their fingers right here. This is what the Smurfs were based off. But that finger is 14 inches long. Here's a better picture. It shows the tone blue. Alright. Yeah, again, 4 sizes of people. This is showing the 4 ages. This is basically showing all of creation, all of the ages of creation, because the 4 ages are also thought of as God's inhale and exhale. So a golden age would be the full inhale, and then the dark age would be at full exhale, which is where we are right now. And so that gives the bronze and silver ages a slightly different meaning, doesn't it? It's not just that's when they learned how that bronze was a thing and learned that silver was a metal you could use. Like, no, those different ages, and I think Iron Age and Silver Age gets confused or whatever. I mean everybody calls it Iron Age, but what they mean is silver, I believe. So there really were giants in those days, and the mystery schools, the mystery schools that the survivors set up in Egypt, well, they are still running strong today, and still in bedfellows with power brokers today, and that's why we erect monuments in homage to them. This is supposed to represent a phallus of Baal. This is Satan's dick right here, which kind of makes you think, okay, this monument here is supposed to be Baal's phallus, and then there's the whole Pizza Gate, Pedo Gate situation where we find out that the elites are fucking and eating our children. Well, that makes sense for a political system that built a monument to Satan's penis and tried to pawn it off as some national memorabilia when it's obviously has nothing to do with America and everything to do with Egypt. Just look at the back of the dollar bill, and it's clear where this this system of things derived its origin. So there's a casket where, much larger than need be, also made out of stone. Alright, so that was just one folder. That was fun. Let's go to another folder. Memorial Bridge, what the hell is that? Oh yeah, here. This point didn't get very well made when I last tried to make it. So there's only 4 of these statues. Hopefully we'll see one that shows the full thing, but remember, there's only supposed to be 4, and so each one shows a vehicle, and it's supposed to show like a progression of evolution of transportation. All right, which is appropriate because it's a bridge, so it's a memorial to transportation, and a bridge facilitates transportation, so it makes sense. But there's only supposed to be 4, so there should only be 4 different vehicles. There's 1, 2, and I don't know what the hell that is. If you can tell me what that is, I would be very thrilled to finally know what the hell this is. And where's the drivers even from the olden days? Like, this looks like some whole other shit. Maybe a whole other civilization. I mean, this monument itself appears like a whole other civilization built it. Quite honestly, look at it. Very Greco-Roman-esque. Very, Greek god, But it is possible that... so here's the 4. So there's a wagon, a truck with a load of coal. Can't make it out. So let's hope we got some better images later. Alright, here we got a Model T. Here we go, see if we can... still not very good. Alright, screw that. Here we got a truck with like a cargo truck with thatched wood, Alright, there's a truck with coal. Alright, now here's a truck with oil. So we've already got more than 4, right? So truck with coal. 1. This thing that I can't place. 2. 3. This Model T. 3. And 4. Here's that truck. So 1 more and it's too much. So that one we already saw. But here, we have not seen this yet. A oil truck, tanker truck, gasoline truck. So this falls into the realm of being a Mandela effect now, because this is stone. It's not like you can replace this. And why would you? Why would you, just to put a slightly different vehicle on? Certainly, that. And if you're going to replace this because nobody knows what the hell it is, then why did they put it there in the first place? Alright, but there's more. Look at this. Here's a wagon with a bunch of tobacco on it. Alright, so there's 6 we got now. I think we already saw this truck. Alright, now here's a wagon that's a different type of wagon. It's like a covered wagon. There's 7. You want to see the difference between that one? Alright, this one looks like that. All the individual leaves and wheel piece boards. Alright. And this one looking much, much different. Looking more weathered as well, but also different. But I have another image to show you. Alright. Oh, how about this? This isn't in the right folder, but what the hell? Look at that. How come, there's a lot of things that I get kind of butthurt for people not giving a shit about. But, this is right up there with the dark energy thing. Because, come on. I discovered this. But fuck who discovered it. Why don't people give a shit that that's clear as day an alien? Have you ever wanted to see a crystal clear alien? I'm sure everybody should be raising their hand. Yeah, if that evidence existed, I'd love to see it. Well, here it is. And it's a very well-known image. Very, so and for those of you that say this is photoshopped, bullshit. This is at the Library of Congress. And I've even seen a photograph of the original photograph, and it shows this motherfucker. There's lesser quality versions of this image that don't that have this too blurred out to really zoom into it like this. But here's a version of the picture that is sufficient to still see that that's an alien. Look at the pupils, the reptilian slits. All right, that's not those aren't sunglasses. All right, even if they were, they're not. But even if they were, that's a pretty creepy dude with sunglasses back there, right? These guys are lit up just fine. How come he's dark? And not like another type of human dark. Like that's a goddamn alien dark. That explains those eyes dark. Look at it. Look at it. Come on now. Here's his shoulder. It looks like if you look real close right here, it even looks like he's got his hand up in some sort of gesture, like he's trying to manipulate people's interpretations of things, because that's apparently what these things do. They call them mimics. They're these reptilian alien demons, and they can't create. They have no creativity. That's what the Bible even says. But if you gave them a blank piece of paper, they wouldn't know what to do with it. But they're able to warp creation, and so that's what they do, and they do it quite well. And they're along the same lines of creature as like octopus or squid that are able to mimic the sea floor, and that's what they do. That's why a camera sees them for what they are, but they're like these mental ninjas, where if you looked at it in the eyes before you could even register that there's something off, it would be implanting in your mind image of a normal looking person, and for whatever reason they are said to always use blondes, and that's where the Nordics may or may not have gotten their reputation from, which would kind of make sense, because Hitler was mixed up with those Nordics, and look what he did. And so if these creepy bastards are known to mimic the Nordics, and Hitler was was in bed with the Nordics, and then these demons are also in bed with the Nordics, or are the Nordics, then that makes one go, and not only that, look at the context that this picture is taken in. This is obviously, there's some evil, demonic, nefarious activity going on, wouldn't you say, around this period of time, maybe this exact day, when this picture was taken? Because, right? So why would it not make sense for one of these demons to be there that day? You know, when clearly a very evil act just happened. You know, you don't just assassinate JFK, just, you know, because you felt like it. Like, this was very evil, planned, and structured. You know, does nobody find it strange that there's always a lone gunman that gets killed before trial, and so nobody ever finds out shit? Like, I mean, that same pattern plays out even today in the school shootings. You know, it's always some lone nut, and we never get to go to trial because they're so damn suicidal. You know what I mean? Like, it's always the same, and so obviously, they're, in modern times, at least with these shootings, the aim is to get gun control, which means to take our Second Amendment, which would be completely horrific if that ever wound up happening. Because that's our only saving grace, the only thing stopping the United Nations from effectively, you know, they already are a one world government, right? But because we have guns, and guns, might is right, might is right, righter than bureaucracy. But as soon as we get our guns taken away, then the bureaucracy is the most mighty thing in the land, and only criminals will have guns. So that means all the innocent people will be getting run roughshod by all the criminals, with no, you know, with no way to defend oneself when a criminal comes with a gun. What is the first thing you do when someone with a gun comes threatening you? You call the police, because the police have guns. So you need people with guns around to keep law and order. All right. And if you had your own gun, you wouldn't need to call the police so often. And if everybody was armed, then there would be less people dumb enough to try to rob you. You know, people are only getting robbed because everybody's so defenseless and pathetic. If it was just known that people are armed and don't fuck with them, then there'd be a lot less crime. You understand my thought process, right? Because that's a logical thought process. It's not logical to want to disarm oneself. That's retarded. That's like the opposite of evolution. You should be wanting to give yourself the most protection, the highest advantage, and likelihood of safety and things working out for the best of you and your family. You shouldn't want to be disarming yourself just so some suicidal kids don't go on a rampage. Because I'm pretty sure cops got called to deal with the situation when the kids were shooting up the school. So obviously you need good guys with guns. How do you make sure good guys have guns? Well, the problem. It's unfortunate guns got invented, but they did get invented, And even if you did find a way to make them disappear and got everybody to forget how to make them, then there's still knives. Then people can still go slaughter a bunch of people with knives, and it'd be a lot more of a bloody mess. You'd have school knifings instead of school shootings. A sufficiently crazy person that's motivated enough to do a school shooting surely would be equally motivated enough to do a school stabbing, correct? And especially if the kid knew that all the guns were gone from society, so the knife would be the king of the hill at that point. So it doesn't solve the problem of crazy people to make guns illegal. And it's never a good idea to disarm oneself, because, I mean, it's just stupid. you gotta speak lightly and carry a big stick. Anyway, with that out, let me know what you think down below.